everybody, CoolPika here, and welcome back to more Let's Play Pokemon Shining Pearl. In the last part, if memory serves correct, we caught Latios and Latias and all in one episode. And in this part, we are now moving on to one of the big legendaries in what appears to be in a chunk of the Distortion World. Well, bright side is the Distortion World gets referenced in some capacity. This ain't fair, man. I wanted to explore the Distortion World and Switch Glory, and this is all we get. Just imagine what this all would look like if we were able to fully explore it. I'm heartbroken too. For real. I mean, it already looks gorgeous looking at this. But aside from my complaining sides, we're here in the Distortion World now, and our next legendary for today is Lugia. As usual, how I do my Pokemon catching in Ramona's Park, if I catch the legendary in a short amount of time, I will move on to another legendary if possible, but if that ends up not happening, but if it ends up going longer than usual, then it'll be like done in all in one episode, but that's usually the gist of this point, like, you know the drill by now. Well, with that being said, I've already saved my game, so I'm already set and good for this one, so with that out of the way, let's go ahead and out of the way and catch Lugia. Is it gas? Are you trying to say you have gas or something? I don't know. But anyways, here we are, Lugia, and okay, that is freaking cool. Look at this background here. I need to talk about this. Like, for real. Like, I love this battle background here. It's like, do you just see those beams of lights just blaring up into the sky of the Distortion World? Like, that is so freaking cool looking. Like, oh man, if only these remakes didn't stay faithful, for crying out loud. I mean, if we weren't constricted to this being a faithful remake, just imagine how this cool the Distortion World would look if we were able to explore it. It's a crying shame we didn't, but man, so much missed opportunity. And you know, now I'm seeing it now, part of me does wish we could explore that in Pokemon Legends Arceus even, because like, just imagine how the Distortion would have looked in there. It would have been so dang amazing. Oh man, but again, lamenting aside, but that's pretty much it, like, but that's pretty much it. Like, whenever I see this remake, I just feel like there's a lot of missed potential here. Like, if this wasn't a completely faithful remake, then just imagine how cool this would have been a really solid remake, I'm saying. And the fact that we're just kind of constricted into like a small place to catch legendary Pokemon, it's kind of a shame. Because like, geez, with the history of remakes that's been coming out for Pokemon, like, they've always had like their nice little flair that gives it its own identity in a way. Like, Heart Gold, Soul Silver, they're by far the best out of all of them. Like, they had it so you can have Pokemon follow you around. And not to mention, they've added a little additional events that adds on to the Johto region story. Gameplay-wise, it's also, like, really great, too. Then there's Red and Leaf, which is... there's also Fire Red and Leaf Green, which is essentially, I never played it personally, but they had the Sevi Islands, I know that much, like, and also, that was, like, where they teased the fact that Silver was, like, Giovanni's son. And that they're really there just so you have a way to get some old Pokemon into the Hoenn region. I think the remakes, I believe, came out of complaints that they weren't able to transfer your own Pokemon when Ruby and Sapphire came out. Then there's like a Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, like, they add on to the additional lore with including Mega Evolutions and all that, and added on to the story, and just added on some cutscenes, added some dramatic scenes to make these certain battles look a lot cooler. And there's also the Delta episode too, which makes Rayquaza actually important in the game, since the plot's not centrally focused on Emerald plot. Which, honestly, for this remake, that was honestly what I was hoping for, in all honesty. Like, I've came into this knowing that it may not live up to Platinum's legacy, but I kind of went into it believing that if we ever did get a Diamond and Pearl remake, I always believed we would get something like Alpha Sapphire to Mega Ruby, just nothing that includes the Dynamax Pokemon, because like that wouldn't really make sense. Mega Evolutions would be a tall order to expect at this point because they're pretty much done with it, but come on. A guy could wish. And not to mention, I was like also expecting something like maybe some kind of Platinum story that also makes Giratina important as well for like the post-game or something, which sadly we did not get. That which is pretty unfortunate. But you know, that's kind of is what it is at this point, so some of my disappointment with the remake just comes from, or at least remaster comes from that, honestly. Like, with what they did with Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, not to mention Heart Gold, Soul Silver, it's like I was having like some big expectations. But hey, what can you do? Anyways, I think I've ran enough of not much at this, but aside from that, let's get back on topic. Like, so Lugia. Lugia is now I will say this now, like I think I've already figured this out with Brilliant Diamond, but like if this were, I think you can't catch, while you can catch all the legendaries of Hoenn in Ramanas Park, you can't catch all the Johto legendaries in the same in both versions. Like for instance, I've noticed the trend already. Like Brilliant Diamond, I caught Raikou, Suicune, and Entei in Brilliant Diamond. While Tear and Shining Pearl, I caught Moltres, Articuno, and Zapdos. Honestly, I kind of wish I don't want to hear the name Articuno, but after a certain incident, but here I am talking about Articuno anyway. Oh, I'm not doing so well, am I? How am I all... Did I seriously forget to heal Dumban? What is wrong with me? Oh dear. I may actually have to use a revive soon. But yeah, Lugia. So yeah, and then there's here where there's here where in Brilliant Diamond you would have caught Ho-Ho, but here in Shining Pearl you would get Lugia. So I'm hopefully that answers. While I'm not going to show those other legendary catches because they're a separate version, I'm just going to go ahead and acknowledge it now. So that way I can clarify why I didn't catch a certain legendary, and that is because they are not in the version that I am currently playing. Oh wait, am I going to catch it? Oh dang, sweet! Short amount of time, 8 minutes too. We got Lugia. Huh. Oh well, it sleeps deep in the deep sea trench. If it flaps its wing, it is said to cause a 40-day storm. Okay, with that being said, we got one of the main legendaries in the Johto region. We sadly can't have Ho-Oh completed, but we at least got Lugia. Don't worry, if you want proof that I actually did catch... If you want proof that I actually do catch Ho-Oh, I will tell you that now. Yeah, I did. I did catch those legendaries. So, I think for all... Just for a moment, actually, I don't want to do that right now. But yeah, I did catch him. And actually, you know what? Right now, I'll actually show you the images of what the rooms would have looked like in Brilliant Diamond if you were to catch Ho-Oh and the other legendaries, the dogs from the Johto region, and what those rooms look like. So, with that being said, those are the only exclusives of Ramanas Park, but everything else, it's pretty much... They're pretty much Pokemon you can catch in both versions. Like Kyogre, you can get Kyogre, Groudon, and Rayquaza, you get them in both versions. I will confirm that. And then there's Mewtwo, who can also be caught in both versions, but Mewtwo is kind of a given, so it's not really much of a surprise. So really, at this point, we only got like, it's a long arc of catching legendary Pokemon, but we're like, there's only 4 more legendaries we really need to catch, and we're just about done. Okay, like, I think with Lugia caught, I think we can go on to head to the next legendary since I've already caught Lugia in a short amount of time. I don't know, like, wow, I like the look of this room. The water here looks really pretty, actually. Well, but beforehand, though, I think I should go ahead and revive my Pokemon, and I swear, one of these days, that egg will eventually hatch, but mark my words, I will get that egg to hatch. I don't want it to hatch off screen like last time. Okay, with that being said, I'm just gonna go ahead and heal up my Pokemon, then we'll get ready for the next fight. So I want to make sure I'm at least fully prepared here, so we're ready for what comes up. Because now we're going into the Hoenn Legendaries, which I'm expecting some trouble with this one at least. I say that, and yet it was Articuno that gave me the most trouble, but oh man. Let's be ready here. Okay, but I think to start off the trio, I think Kyogre's like a good start off because Kyogre, I played off of Sapphire. That was the game I did for the Hoenn games. I did that while my brother went for Omega Ruby. We went for Groudon, so I think it makes sense. So with that being said, let's put the Oceanic Slate in here and catch Kyogre. A legendary I am so familiar with because I got the fish, the big fish. It's a big fish. Like, how do you swim with no water? Why that is, I'll never know. How can a fish survive on lead? Pokemon logic. That's all we're going with here. And you say fish can't fly. For they certainly can, though. But hey, with my ramblings aside, we got Kyogre here, so I think our next step here is to catch Kyogre, of course. I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be honest, some part of me was wanting to hear the legendary Pokemon theme from the other previous generations, but instead we get this generic legendary Romanus Park theme that goes over these legendaries. Bit of a letdown. Well, I wasn't really, I mean, to be fair though, I wasn't really expecting like, actual remixes to come from these games since, I'm gonna be real, they would honestly just reuse like soundtracks from previous games anyway, like for that's honestly the first game that made it a reoccurring theme where they make it so you can catch every legendary Pokemon from previous generations. At least the main ones. And honestly, what they would do from there is, they don't make remixes for the legendary Pokemon, but rather they would simply, what they would do simply was like take soundtracks from their older games and place them in there and go from there. It feels a little bit out of place, but that is what they did. That is what they did from like up to Gen 7 onwards. Aside from like Sword and Shield. They had like their own legendary Dynamax theme for that. But the Reggie Trio on the other hand, although I will say that I think I can't completely prove it, but the Reggies, I believe the Reggie Pokemon that were caught in Sword and Shield, I do believe that the theme they use for the Reggie Trio is actually a soundtrack that was used from Alpha Sapphire and Omega Ruby. I can't say for certain, But that is what I personally believe. I have no... I can't really confirm it for sure. I have to, like, go back and listen to the soundtracks to honestly confirm it. Because, like, it's been so long since I've heard it, like, on Alpha Sapphire. It's kind of funny, though, because I actually replayed through Alpha Sapphire before... Yeah, before I even... Before, like, Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl was released. And I didn't even catch the Regitree on that. Because, like, at that point, I was like, about it. Oh, wait. Are you kidding me? I got Kyogre in only a few minutes, too? What is up with me? Okay, so I went from having bad luck with Articuno, and it's not until Lugia and Kyogre where I start getting that good luck back. What is going on today? Dang. Was it just Articuno that hated me? Because, man, that is something. It is said that widened seas by causing downpours. It's causing downpours. It has been sleeps in a marine trench. One that, I believe someone by the name of Archie woke it up from. Oh, no. I'm good in saying that, not naming Kyogre. So, with that being said, that's 2 in a row already. Dang. I might actually be able to wrap up Marmonis Park quickly, because, wow. But with that, we got Kyogre there, and we got, like, a little fish statue there. It's like, oh, he doesn't even have his mouth open. Part of me was, like, expected, like, his jaw be open and be adorable. Like, oh, what is this, actually? An Enigma Berry. Okay, so they leave a little small rewards here. Oh, 3 items, actually. I forgot about this. Oh, more berries. Don't mind if I do. Don't mind if I do at all. How do I don't think I've gotten these berries yet. No, I don't believe I had, actually. Wow. Okay. Okay. Fine by me, I guess. I'll kindly take your generosity, Kyogre. Okay, with that being said, I guess since I did this in, like, only only a few minutes, I'm guessing we're gonna go for a 3rd one now, because, dang. So you can already know who is coming up next. Yeah, and I don't think I need to spell it out for you. Like, it's freaking Kyogre. No, not Kyogre. It's freaking Groudon. Groudon's gonna be our next target here. Actually, what's over here? I believe this room here is if I'm not mistaken, I think this is the Stratosphere room, or oh no, Teutonic room. Okay, I usually get these mixed up. I keep thinking for some reason that this one would be Rayquaza's chamber, but no, this is Groudon's chamber here. Oh man, honestly, oh jeez, I wonder if I'm gonna have good luck with Groudon here, because let's be real here. If Alpharad could get lucky with getting Groudon as a starter and naming it Joan Dome, then maybe I could catch a Groudon the first try and have little trouble with Groudon. Let's face it. I mean, dang. Yeah, I've just been recently. Yeah, honestly, a while. Yeah, that's like another thing with this game. I think while I was playing this game, I was also like introduced to Alpharad at the time, by my brother, and my introduction to it was the Joan Dome video. I think like the first scene I see from him was like just a Groudon breakdancing saying "Get Joan Dome" with no context whatsoever. And I didn't get it at first, but then my brother showed me the video of what went down, and it just became one of my favorite Nuzlocke videos to come out as of recently. I think I already saved, but I'm already going ahead and take care of it. But yeah. But now that we're here, we are now here catching the Joan Dome itself. Will I get Alpharad's luck? Probably not. But, hey, maybe I'll catch myself in my very own Joan Dome. But here we are, Groudon. Yeah, oh yeah, Groudon. I'll be honest, like, if I'm to be perfectly honest, I think Groudon actually looks cooler out of the main legendaries. Like, I mean, yeah, Kyogre, he's like a pretty cool fish, right? But Groudon, he just looks like cooler. That's pretty much what I got to say about it. Like, look at him. It's like he's all red and big and bulky. I pretty much like that. Now, while I'm at it too, I think there's something else I should also be worth noting here. Groudon. Groudon and Kyogre, in Alpha Sapphire and Omega Ruby, they had signature moves. Kyogre, he had Origin Pulse, while Groudon has Pinnacle Blades, which are moves that did not get introduced until Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. But they also, while they're here in Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl, I will also have to tell you that I also have to be the bearer of bad news here, that you are not able to get their origin forms. Or like, no, the primal forms. I'm getting those mixed up. Like, no, it's Dialga and Palkia that got the origin forms, not Kyogre and Groudon. They're called primal forms. Okay, and by the way, if you said by the way, you can't say that we didn't get like a primal form for like Dialga and Palkia. We did. It's just in the name of Legends Arceus, and that's it. So you can't say we didn't get any new forms for Dialga and Palkia if you were really expecting that. Me personally, I wasn't making a big expectation on it. Oh, I could have done something here. I didn't even need to use it. If I had Darkrai set up, I would not even have to use Hypnosis at all. I could just let Groudon use Rest, and the rest would take care of itself. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh. This could work. This could work in my favor here. I got it down to the HP I want. Although, I think the only problem that I could rain down on my parade is that it uses Rest again, and I'll have to do the process all over, but I can believe, right? I can totally believe, right? Okay, Legion Dome's up, and oh, there's Princess. Oh, okay, it's not Pinnacle Blaze, but I didn't even get to pronounce it right. But yeah, they do have it. So, I'm not crazy. They didn't have this in the originals, but they do have it. They do have it. It was introduced in Gen 6. Now, sadly, you don't, again, no primal forms. So, if you guys really cared about that, I'm sorry to burst your bubble, but there are no here. If you, like, I have to be real here, like, if they didn't bring in Omega Evolutions back into this game, did you really think that they would bring the origin forms in here too? No, they wouldn't. So, at this point, you'd probably be expecting too much already. Is it just my imagination, but is Winter actually taller than Groudon right now? Mind you, I know it's modeling scaling, but that I'm not seeing anything. Winter looks taller than Groudon right now. And Groudon's supposed to be like this big immediate threat here. And bigger than average Pokemon, but no, wow. I can't take this seriously. Man. What? Oh, so close. I can't take this seriously. I can't. Not with Groudon looking like this. Jeez, the freaking models. I can't take these model scaling seriously because, like, they make them so average size and don't make them realistic at all. In fact, I'm gonna call it out since I kind of look back on it, but the Let's Go games. Their size were at the size and animation. The sizes and the Pokemon games were accurate in the Let's Go games. Not to also mention that the walking animations for the Pokemon are a lot better there. And I am not joking at all. I don't make this crap up. A one-off thing, a little one-off thing, of all things, had the better animations. I ain't even joking here. Like, they actually put effort into that game. I can't. It's hard to believe it's that like little one-off thing of all things, but that's what. And I'm telling the truth here. Oh man. Okay, change of plans here. So clearly I overdid it. So I should have figured that would be the case. So here's my plan here. I'm also gonna anticipate it to honestly just use rest at some point. So what I'm thinking is here, whenever that does happen, I'll just switch into Darkrai and take advantage of it. But in the meantime though, oh wow, you actually avoided that attack? You know, I wouldn't anticipate Groudon to be that fast, but like, wow. So, what I'm going to use for now is, use moves that I am for certain aren't going to KO it immediately and go from there. And if rest were to occur, I would just bring in Darkrai. Okay, yeah, that's the idea. I want to see how this works. Because, Rest is an annoying move when it comes to catching legendary Pokemon, especially when trying to get their health down. I can use Darkrai to work it into my advantage. I can just gradually chip away at the HP depending on how long it falls asleep for. And for whenever it wakes up, hopefully I can at least switch out and bring it back in for whenever I need him again. I think I like the idea. It's why I want to use Darkrai in my catching the rest of these legendary Pokemon. So with that being said, let's try. I'm gonna try again, see how this works, and hopefully it works in my favor. But it also depends on how long the effects will last. It'll ultimately also depend on how long the rest will last, because it varies. It really. Oh, okay. Is this gonna KO him? That's gonna KO him. Yeesh. Yeesh. Okay, I'll switch back into Hugo. At least. But what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna give Darkrai a revive. And if rest was ever used again, I'll just simply switch back into Darkrai. I think that will be like a pretty good plan there. Just work off of that. For now though, I'm gonna use Air Slash again, because I don't think it'll KO it immediately. Because I think my big concern is like overkilling it. Because I keep thinking that some of my moves will not take it out immediately, but it ends up being the case anyway. Oh, so close. Oh man, I really hope Joan Dome here doesn't give me much trouble, because that would suck. It's Alpharad's lucky Pokemon. I mean, I don't want Alpharad's lucky Pokemon being like the bad luck Pokemon. Although then again, the moral of the story of that video was that it starts with Joan Dome and ends with Joan Dome, because at the end of the video, the Groudon, Joan Dome lost to another Groudon, and that was just the story. And here, we're now like facing another incarnation of Joan Dome probably, for all I know. I can't say for sure, but there's probably an incarnation out there somewhere. Maybe, I don't know. Another thing I can't confirm though, Duxball's being infected in this space. I know it looks like a dark... Oh wait, did it use rest already? Did it use rest? Oh, it used rest, okay. I'm going back to Darkrai now. This is what Darkrai is here for. I'm taking advantage of bad dreams. I don't know how long Groudon's gonna stay asleep for, but I want to take as much advantage of it as possible. Okay, Darkrai, do your thing. Yes, yes. Good, my friend. Good, my child. Now, let's throw a Duck's Ball and see what happens. 1, 2. No! Okay. It's still asleep. It's still asleep, so I can... so, I'm just gonna let that chip away. We're doing pretty good with the Duck's Ball too, so maybe we'll get something out of it, but... it's kind of a wait and see. Let's try this one more time. 1. Oh, man. And Groudon's already ready to go. Oh, it's using Hammer Arm. I hate it when he does that. He has like that. He has the one move that can take out Darkrai. That's another problem here. So my strategy isn't always going to work. But if I can just get to a point where it's just not able to use Rest anymore, that would work better in my favor, honestly. Oh, Groudon's flinched. Doing any more damage would be pushing it, so I want to hold off for the time being. But for now, I'm just going to catch into the Duck's Balls. I think we've actually come pretty close to catching Groudon like a few times already, I'm sure it's gonna... But I'm sure we're gonna get in eventually. I'm gonna start throwing timer balls as well, because those have a tendency to work too. Or not. Come on. You can work anytime. I want to be friends with you, Groudon. I'm gonna give you a big hug. And take a ride with you all over the center region. Is that so hard to ask? I guess it is pretty hard to ask. Oh. It's either trying to use Fisher, but that doesn't work on Flying-type Pokemon. So, I could just take most of those hits. I guess I could try using Ultra Balls as well. I mean, I already have so many legendary Pokemon Pokeballs at my disposal, so... I could just use whatever Pokemon I could here and work off of that. Yeah, you know what, I'll use Air Slash since I don't think, Status Ailments can also contribute into the more likely rates of catching the Pokemon, so... Legendary Pokemon having Rest could work in advantage in some way, if you want to look at the bright side. Oh, that is so close! Any more and Groudon would have fainted. I'm kind of relieved here. So, let's just try this again. 1, 2, 3. Oh! We got him! The boy is in! The boy is in! We got ourselves a Jumdome, baby! Alpharad's good luck charm is now my good luck charm. Welcome to the team, dude. And in tribute of Alpharad, there is only one name that suits them all. I mean, there I am. I'm just gonna go in for the memes, of course. Yeah, I mean, who else I'm gonna name it? I mean, I've gotten hooked on Alpharad, so you know what? What else am I gonna name it? I'm clearly going to name it the Jumdome. Welcome, I now have the next incarnation of Jumdome. May I be blessed with Alpharad's luck for the rest of the game. Thank you, Alpharad. This is a tribute video to you. But with that being said, that is 3 legendary Pokemon in a row. That's like, we got Lugia, Groudon, and Kyogre. All 3 of them in one episode. I have not done that before. I usually go for 2 or 3. 2 or 3. 2 is like the most I've done, but no, not 3. I've made short work on both legendaries. This has not happened before. I had a little bit of trouble with Groudon, but I still had no problem with them. But dang, we're actually gonna finish up on Romana's Park quickly because there's only 2 more legendaries that I really need to catch, and that's it. We're done with Romana's Park. The Romana's Park arc is over. So with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and make our stop to our next catch of the day. And going by the order, we all know who is coming up next. And that will be none other than the 3rd legendary of the Hoenn region, Rayquaza himself. So with that being said, next time on Let's Play Pokemon Shining Pearl, we are going to be catching Rayquaza. I will see you all next time. This is CoolPika, signing off.